Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Power of Knowing Forums LinkedIn Live 143 today. Today, we are having a discussion on adaptability, responding, and evolving to change. To have the topic discussed, we have uh, Thomas Welsh, Rajiv, Sunil joining us today. Without further ado, let's bring the speakers onto the dais. Rajiv, hi, Sunil, hi, Thomas. Rajiv,
Hi.
welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi,
Thank
Prem.
you, Prem.
Hi,
Hi, Prem. Thank you, Prem.
Thomas, over to you.
Lovely, thank you. Welcome, everyone, to today's webinar, Adaptable, Responding to and Evolving to Change. I'm Thomas Welsh, and I'm joined today by Prem, Rajiv, and Sunil, my incredible colleagues with over 130 years of combined experience. Together, we'll dive deep into the power of adaptability and how you can use this, another aspect of Regenesis, to elevate your leadership and your organization to the next level. Today, we'll show you how using Regenesis, the fastest, most effective management tool in the world, will help you not only respond to change, but thrive in it. By the end of the session, you'll have everything you need to make the decision that could transform your organization and your career. And more importantly, you'll have access to an amazing self-assessment tool, which is called Are You a Change Agent? So you'll be able to assess your own skills in everything, and in regard to everything we talk about. So let me ask you a question. How adaptable and flexible are you in three main domains: self-mastery, social mastery, and situational mastery? Take a moment to reflect on that as we get started. So, Sunil, let's kick things off with the first domain, self-mastery.
Thanks, Thomas. Thanks. I think this is very, very important aspect of adaptability that starts from self. And when we talk self mastery, in my view, it is all about knowing and directing yourself and becoming what you want to be. This means that you become your best version of yourself. So when you are doing this self mastery, in the process, this is a process, and during the process you become best version of yourself. Most of the people spends whole life in criticizing society, criticizing government, criticizing the system, criticizing the work environment. But the gentleman, the fact is that we should look inward. We should look ourselves, and we have to mastery ourselves. So when you look yourself, when you look inside, then you become your best version of yourself. And that is what about the self mastery is. In my view, in your vision will become clear when you can look into yourself. One who looks only outside, they only dream. The people who looks inside, they awake. And when they awake, this is the time when they, master himself, master thyself. So that is important. In self mastery, I will say that there are four components, there are four stages. So the first stage is knowing oneself. Observe self. So when you are observing yourself during the process, you do the self SWOT analysis. You take the appointment of yourself, and you are preparing yourself that what exactly your strength is, what exactly your weaknesses is, what are the threats and challenges you have in your environment, and how to prepare those threats and challenges, how to counter those challenges, and what are the opportunities available in your environment. So when you do this self-analysis, when you observe yourself, that is the first step of, I will say, that changing yourself, personal development happens. So that is the first step, that is called, observe yourself. The second is direct self. When you are knowing, then you have to direct yourself. Then you have to, you have to say yourself, that, yes, I will do this. You align your work, your personal objective with your work, and you find a way that how and what you have to do. And when you do that consistently, then that helps you in achieving whatever you want to achieve. The third important is, apart from doing these two things, that choosing the behavior. We are living in a society where a lot of behaviors flows, and sometimes you know what is good and what is bad. But at the same time, it is important for you that you should know that how to behave in what circumstances. So that selection of the behavior, how you will, how you will react, how you will behave, that is very, very important. Most of us knows that, this is the right behavior. But when it comes to demonstration, we fail. So this is also one thing you have to do. You should know that you have to behave in a cool and calm way. We are living in a global village, and we are living in a changing environment where things are changing every day. But how to react in those environments, that is very, very important. So you must have certain discipline for yourself. You must know that if this will the situation, how I will behave. So resilience is very, very important. It's high and low, this is the part of life, but how you behave during those times, that is very, very important. And we are having a lot of examples across the globe, across yourself, that people come out with those situations if they behave properly, if they know how to react in those circumstances. And the fourth is has resilience. So the situation should not deviate you. You should not say that, okay, the situation was like that, I have reacted in that way. The situation is like that, and that is the reason I have failed. No, my dear friend, failure should not be in your list. And how that will not be in your list? If you have selected your behavior, if you have chosen your behavior, that how I will behave, if you are knowing what is your strength and weaknesses, if you are knowing that what direction you have given to yourself. So if you know yourself, if you know what direction you have given yourself, if you know that how to behave within the circumstances, then you are becoming the best version of yourself. And that is all about mastery of self mastery. So over to you, Thomas.
Okay, thank you, Sunil. And of course, like all things, inside you is where adaptability starts, with you. But now let's move beyond ourselves. So, as Sunil's just said, there's 3 or 4 big chunks there. Observe yourself so that you can direct yourself, you can choose your behaviors. That's number 3. And all of that tends to give you much more resilience as you become much more familiar with yourself. So, Rajiv, welcome. Can you walk us through the next level, which is what's outside the self, which is, of course, social mastery with the people around us? Can you take us through that, please?
Thank you, Thomas, for that. The social mastery, of course, is the most important aspect for our growth, our movement in the society, and how we actually create commitments, get commitments from people. So the first thing which I can think of in this social mastery is how to build bonds. So how we build the trust, and we sustain the meaningful relationships. Of course, I listen to people, I ask questions, I connect with them, and we understand what they care about, what is their effort which is going into the team building, how they are creating those bonds, both as in terms of social bonds as well as financial bonds, because at the end of the day, we are all trying to, establish ourselves within the overall society. So, as it is said, your network is your net worth. So, that is where I think the social mastery should be achieved by building bonds with people, have that strong backup system with you, so that in case you have any challenge or any problem, there are people who are there to support you. So that is the first step, I think, which is very important for the social mastery. Second, what I can think of is the how to develop potential. Now, I support people in finding and building on their strengths. As a coach, I interact with them and help them overcome their challenges, and also align their efforts with their higher goals. Most of the time, I have seen people are not very clear about how to, align their goals with their, strong areas. So that is where I think that we need to work with them on their personal development, on their leadership development, also how to create that business growth which they are looking at, and of course, how to develop their overall potential and their team's potential. So that is the most important aspect, what I feel, which is part of the social mastery. And as a person who is actually uh, helping people to achieve more in their career, in their life, and of course, we in Regenesis, we practice that day in, day out. And that is what we are doing in the last so many series of seminars. We are trying to tell people that how they can build their potential and how they can actually uh, excel in their individual areas. So that is where I think the second most important aspect of social mastery is. The third most important aspect, which I feel, is how to inspire belief. So, it helps others clarify their aspirations, how to hold them accountable for the actions, and of course, continually inspire them towards the greater purpose. That's what is very important to inspire the belief in the people. So, as a follower of social mastery, I feel that we must inspire that belief and confidence in people. And when I do my executive coaching or I deal with people day in day out, so this is what I tell them. So they must lead by example. They must actually communicate their vision very clearly to others. They must empower others, their team members around them, so that they can also achieve their potential, and they can also show that they are a very important task member of the team. And the best part is to build trust. So when you are inspiring belief in others, that cannot happen unless you build trust with them. And of course, as a team, we must progress well, and of course we must celebrate our successes. So that is where I think social mastery is important, and we must actually work together on inspiring others and inspiring self also. Because if you are not self motivated, you will not be able to inspire others. So I think the first step starts with inspiring belief in yourself. And once you have that, you can always inspire others to follow you. And they will also feel, that's kind of self belief. The fourth aspect of social mastery is, of course, how to build commitment. So, I communicate the benefits of our shared goals and celebrate progress. By doing so, I ensure that everyone stays motivated and aligned. So we actually at Businesses also practice this with our team members, with the people who are taking our services, and we are actually uh, trying to build a commitment in them for their organization, for their own betterment, for their own career growth. And we inspire them to engage actively. We inspire them to lead with integrity. We inspire them to move forward, and we provide them the necessary support for that. Of course, there are few tricks like recognizing them, rewarding them for their progress, and fostering a stronger relationship. I think that is the key for growth. So that is what I thought I must share today with all of you on social mastery. And I think once you have achieved all these areas, you can really grow well. You can really perform to the best of your confidence, and that's what Thomas. I think we should always inspire people to have that social mastery in them, so that they can actually achieve good results. Over to you, Thomas.
Thank you, Rajiv. As you say, mastering relationships is key to thriving in a changing environment. So we're building a bit of a picture here. From Sunil, we've had the self mastery, which was about observing the self, directing the self, and then choosing your behavior and how you interact with other people, and having resilience to cope with life setbacks. Then once you're stronger inside, you can then start to work at becoming stronger outside by building bonds with other people, developing their potentials so that they can give of their best alongside your best, inspiring their belief and helping them build their aspirations and building their commitment to action on the shared goals that we all share. But adaptability also means understanding the bigger picture, right? So, Prem, finally, can you have a look at the third layer, which is outside of not only us, but the people around us, our situation? So, Prem, over to you.
Thanks, Thomas. What I understand is absolutely what you're saying is situational mastery is very important to navigate into situations where the environment demands around us. Okay, ensuring that we have the right interventions are made. See how it works. It's a four-step process that we look at. We'll have to look at situational mastery in first in the assessing the situation, because most of the time we don't assess the situation and we don't get into that situation where we want to reach. The second point that we would look at is decide how to intervene, right? So the second point will be there. The third point is how do we build momentum once we have intervened. So once we have the once we've decided to go intervene and get things done, we build this momentum where we see how we can bring channels or multiple people, and how we align ourselves. On the fourth side, how do we bring up the results? So I'll start with the first situation mastery as a first pointer is assessing the situation. So it is more important for us to look at identifying the cultural and behavioral shifts for improvement. So most of the time it is the understanding gaps that we find in that situation where we have to go and assess and see how that we are able to intervene and how we add. The second step again comes up to deciding how to intervene. So how do we look at, what are the tools that we look at, what would be the right way to ensure that our vision is maturing and we ensure that the right people and resources are in place to make progress. So with that we choose to take right actions, putting the right people in the right place and the resources needed to make progress. Now coming into the third point, how do we build momentum, right? We have to keep ourselves on the objective that we are getting in here. That means that what we have to look at, we have to align ourselves to the purpose that we want to have a certain activity or a project done, and create multiple channels of communication, whether it is verbal, non-verbal cues and stuff like that, and see how we are able to bring a collaboration between the teams that are there, and we bring them out to talk about the challenges that they have and how do we win and celebrate. So that's the third point, which is more of bringing everybody onto one page where we talk about wins, challenges and stuff like that. So going on to the fourth, how do we deliver once we have done built up the momentum? It is easy for us to see how we can focus on the outcome. As we see the outcomes, we adjust as necessary and ensure that we have the right expected gains fully realized, Thomas. So that's the four pointer that I would like to bring. One is assess the situation, decide how to intervene, build momentum, and finally, after we have built all the three steps, we deliver the results. Thomas, over to you.
That's great. Thank you, Prem. And that's absolutely so. So just to go back over the whole model altogether. So from Sunil, we had the four powers of self-mastery. And this was directing the self, observing the self, then directing the self, then choosing the appropriate behavior to deploy in whatever you're doing, and then having the inner strength to have resilience. From Rajiv, we talked about then how do we start to build bonds with the people outside? How do we develop their potential? Because we cannot do great things alone. We need the support of lots of other people around us. How do we inspire their belief? And how do we build their commitment? So once we've got the whole social show, if you like, our team, our colleagues, and other people that we need on board going forward, the third area is then about getting mastery of the situation. As Prem just said, assessing the situation accurately, deciding very deliberately and almost scientifically how to intervene so that they're the right actions, not just any actions. And then as we start to make progress, building the momentum so that we go faster and on a wider front. And then finally, what it's all about, of course, is the outcomes. Throughout the whole process, we need to stay focused on those required outcomes and adjust our path as necessary to ensure the wanted and the expected gains are fully realized. So, as I mentioned at the start, if you want to assess your own skills here, we have an instrument, and it's called the Are You a Change Agent instrument, and it's a self-assessment tool which we can give you access to. Just contact any of us through LinkedIn and book an appointment or drop us a message or make a link to us and make some time, and we'll take you through the self-assessment so that you can know where you are in your own skills, because these skills are incredibly valuable. And they're all parts of Regenesis. And as you know, that whole system is designed to supercharge not only your adaptability, but all your manager, executive, or director skills to new heights. So imagine growing your revenue by 1 to 2% per month. That might sound small at the first stage, but over a year, that's 12 to 24%. And over a decade, that's up to 240% more contribution, more bottom line kind of income for your organization, bound to impact your salary long term. And can you picture where your organization and you would be if you started that journey 10 years ago? The truth is, many haven't used Regenesis yet. And yet, that's the difference between where you are now and where you could be. So the big question is, what about the next 10 years? Sunil.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas. I think at VNSS, we are on a mission. We always say this line that we are on a mission to contribute to help the organization, to help the individuals who want to grow. So the gentleman who are basically listening here, well, he may be the CEO of the organization, he may be the director of the organization or senior executive of the organization. If you want to be truly adaptable, if you want to change yourself, you want to mastery in adaptability, and the three factors what we have discussed today, that is self mastery, social mastery, and situation mastery. And believe me, adaptability is one of the skill which is required today. Then we at Regenesis are here to help you out. So please do contact us. We can help you out. We can share with you the self assessment questionnaire, and you can come out at what stage you are. And this is first come first serve basis. So I will request you all that please take the advantage of this situation. We are having altogether 130 plus years of experience, and we are on a mission to help the organization, help the individuals in their growth journey, and you may be the one of them. So please join us and connect any of us, and we will be happy to support you.
Okay, so I guess what you're hearing from all of us, we do really want to create that sense of urgency. Unfortunately, we only have limited availability for this free Are You a Change Agent self-assessment. As always, it's got to be always first come, first served, just as Sunil said. Rajiv, do you want to make any comments here?
No, I think I will add to what Sunil said, that we all need to work together. And if you come to us and approach any of us, we will take you through the entire sequence of activities of Genesis, and we will be very happy to partner with you in the growth of your organization, your self growth, whether you are a CEO of the company or you are driving the company yourself, or you are an entrepreneur or a startup founder. I think we have a solution for everyone here. So don't wait. And as Thomas said, it's on first come, first serve basis. So please do join and take your decision very quickly.
So thank you, Rajiv. All very helpful inputs. So don't wait. It's only a matter of time before Regenesis becomes a game changer for millions of managers, executives, directors, and organizations around the world. And the question is, will you be leading the charge and showing others Regenesis, or chasing after it and catching up to it later when everybody else has already started to move on and improve their organizations and improve their management practices? So here's what you need to do next. Go to any of our LinkedIn profiles, find the link that says book an appointment, or send us a message, whichever is easier. You'll get immediate access. If you come to my profile, you'll see there's a book an appointment button there. If you click it, you get immediate access to our team calendars, and we'll start helping you on your journey to adaptability right now. And if you want to go further than that and you want to join the Regenesis revolution that's taking place, then
I think we've lost Thomas on the
Yeah,
call. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. So what Thomas was telling that, the gentleman who want to, yeah, Thomas has joined. Yes.
so I don't. What was the last thing you heard me say? My sight dropped out then, I realise.
Yeah, you were talking about the Regenesis, Thomas. So let's continue with that. Yeah.
Okay. So the most important thing for people is it's whether you want to become a game changer for millions of organizations around the world, or will you be catching up to everybody else? We know this is spreading rapidly now. So go to any of our LinkedIn profiles. If you come to mine, you'll find a button called Book an Appointment. Click it, and you get immediate access to our team calendars. And we can start helping you immediately from then on your journey, wherever you're going to, either to adaptability or to a wider kind of renewal of your organization and your role as manager. Our goal is simple: to make every manager, executive, and organization wealthier and healthier and more aligned with their potential and their relationships with the rest of the people and the outside world in all its glory. So there's no downside. We think just incredible upside. You'll never look back once you've taken this step. So before we wrap up, take a moment, open LinkedIn and contact one of us. We're excited to help you start adapting and thriving. So thank you for joining us today. Remember, adaptability is another key to sustained success. And Regenesis is actually the tool to progressively, cumulatively unlock them all. We're excited to support you as you take that next step. So we look forward to seeing you in your free Regenesis briefing or your free adaptability self-assessment, whichever you choose. Until then, stay adaptable and keep evolving. Prem.
I think Prem, we are getting some message from the customer, from listeners, Mr. Singh, Sunil Kumar Singh. So, Mr. We can share the details with Mr. Singh and Mr. Singh.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, I'll bring that session here.
Yeah.
Let me bring that here. So we have Sunil Kumar Singh with this question. Welcome, team member Sunil Kumar. Okay, this is one, and I have another point. Thanks, I got the information. Is the other point that Sunil is saying.
Yeah.
The third point is interesting discussion going on with Varaprasad. Okay. And we have again Mr. Sunil saying, please share the details in the link on the same. Thank you. Is these are the things that we have got from Sunil. We'll drop a message on the channel and on the event, Sunil. You can have an access to it. You can still have access to us where we are reachable. Any of us, you can reach us on the following links that are there. Thomas, Rajiv, Sunil, or myself, we are available for any kind of support that you would like to have from ours and from the Regenesis network system. We are delighted to help you on that. With this, I think we are on top of the hour, and our next session would be on building salary bonuses and financial incentives on the 18th, which is again a Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Please do follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, all the social media platforms. Hope you found this discussion valuable. Thank you for joining us today. And we have our next podcast that is coming up tomorrow is on leadership beyond office, the role of presence in personal branding, 12th September, 6:30 p.m. We're looking forward to see you again. For now, bye and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, Prem.
Thank you.
Thank you.